So I know what you're thinking. What are we doing today? What is going on? What is on your shirt? That would be chicken noodle soup. I haven't been on Wattpad in a good minute. I think like a year. And here's my thing. I fucking love the terrible things. Like, if you're like, oh, this movie sucked ass, I'm like, my time to watch it. If you're like, wow, I would never, ever even want to like think about doing like reading that book again, I'm like, oh, I want to see that. And so I obviously like in turn love Wattpad.
It's something about how terrible like the tropes are and how the writing's kind of horrible and like all of that just really makes my heart like beat real quick. I'm going to read what I remember as the best one I've ever read. And if you don't know what Wattpad is, it's basically this website where people write stories and then you get to read them. Most of them are fan fictions, not all of them. I was never really into the fan fictions or the erotica, and I'm not judging anyone who is into those things. It's just, it wasn't my thing. I was more into like the very stereotypical teen, like bad boy falls in love with good girl, like yeah, I was that girl. I still am. Like that's not. This one was something where I read it and it made me like. From what I remember being like, oh my god, how is this even on this?
Here's the synopsis. Is that what it's called? Whatever. The name of the story, by the way, is Two Gangs and a Golden Girl. So of course that's the shit I would be in. And it is pretty popular. Okay. I didn't ask to be in the middle of your ego battle. I grumble. Blake pins me to my locker, hands resting on either side of my head. Well, you got it in anyway. You got it in anyway? I think she meant got in it anyway. So I'm just gonna obviously like right off the bat I was like bad. Oh god. Okay, so how did I remember this as being like such a good book? Oh my god. I remember being like recommending this to my friends, being like, I know you're not really into these kinds of things, but you need to read this. It's actually really good. Like, do it for your emotional thing. But well, you got it in anyway, darling, he whispers, his face is inches away from mine. Damn me for licking my lips. So guys, like, hands are like this. He's like really close to her face on either side, so you guys are her. And then he's like, and then all of a sudden she's like, who does that? Okay, whatever. We won't judge her. I'm not falling for these guys. I hate it when people, this is probably just a pet peeve of mine, but I hate it so much when people capitalize something instead of italicizing for dramatic effect. I get it when you're like trying to yell and you're not supposed to be like, this is not the way it's supposed to be gone. But like, if you're doing it like this, I'm not falling for these guys, instead of like, I am not falling for these guys, just like italicize. It just looks better, okay? And then at the corner of my eye, I think it should be in the corner of my eye, I spot Owen and his gang approaching. Well, that's just great. Okay, now this is split up into a lot of parts for the synopsis, so I'm just gonna read them all. So this is the second part. The West and East gang of Tigerwell have been at each other's throats since the dawn of time, and the two leaders of these gangs want to end the fight once and for all. But fighting with fists is easy. Fighting with wit and charm is a whole other ball game. Blake, West Side gang leader, leather jacket and killer glare, don't talk back. Owen, East Side gang leader, fancy coat and toxic stare, don't resist. And in comes Amber, hair of gold and oceans in her eyes, has paint on everything she wears, and always manages to get into the middle of trouble. She's a golden storm, but these bad boys have no idea who they're really dealing with. Amber is determined to break all the cliches. Just put ownership right there with the cliche. Okay, we're not gonna let's settle this. You got rejected, I got rejected. It's only fair that the fate of the gangs be on the girl who gets the girl first. That sounds rather good, Rhodes. I'll take that bet on the golden girl. Okay, so it's one of these things where it's like, welcome, follow, and then it shows you who the character should be. Wait, who does she have as the characters? Amber Marigold. Her last name's Marigold? Like, a little stereotypical, but we'll deal with it. Owen looks like an e-boy. Blake also looks like an e-boy. Oh, let's talk about the name Blake real quick. I knew a guy named Blake from, like, Mississippi or something who, like, harassed me for nudes. So, like, fuck you if your name's Blake. Oh, it's a quote. What's the quote? Sinful and forbidden pleasures are like poisoned bread. They may satisfy appetite for the moment, but there is death in them at the end. Treon Edwards. Who's Treon Edwards? Amber, I need your help, I hear Uncle Anton shout from upstairs. I'm in the basement, covered in shades of yellow and nowhere near done with my artwork. I'm busy, I shout back and blow a rebellious golden hair that fell from my messy bun out of my face. This is literally a matter of life and death, my uncle mewls. I hear a clatter and a goddamn it from upstairs before I decide to help the poor man. I quickly stir my paintbrush in the jar of water before chucking it onto my shoulder bag, grubbing my sketchbook and paints, rushing upstairs. When I get to the kitchen, I spot Uncle Anton appearing at the toaster. This bloody bread tanner isn't working, he complains. Oh my god, is this British? Oh my god, is this British? Sorry. Ugh, do I have to do a British accent? Should I try for a little bit? I'll try. I let out a sigh and pushed the lever down at the side. That's genius, Amber. Genius, Uncle Anton says. His face is too sincere for me to tell him how ungenius it really is. You'd never guess he's a doctor. A bloody doctor? I check the time and swear under my breath. I'm going to be late, I mutter. Late for what? Uncle Anton asks. School. What, that's today? Yup. Wait. Yup, I say, popping the pea. I do not pop peas over here. Without popping the pea. I do not pop peas over here. Over where?
Yep.
Aren't you supposed to be making a living? You're what, 15, 16, question mark? 17, good God. We need to find you a husband. I'm about to remind Uncle Anton that it's not the 1800s, but Aunt Tessa and my cousin Jessica come bouncing into the kitchen before I can even try. Jessie grabs the toast that jumps out of the toaster, and Uncle Anton cries out in protest before trying to figure out the toaster again. Honey, the lever. You're not a baby, Aunt Tessa says.
No more fatty Tessie?
I'm already really annoyed with the characters in this. Hold on. How did I like this so much like a year ago? Holy shit. Jessie turns to me with a scowl. You're covered in paint, she points out. Did you even sleep? I duck my head in guilt. I wasn't tired, I try to explain. Jessie lets out a sigh before licking her thumb and wiping some paint from my cheek. We're going to be late, otherwise I would have told you to change into something that's not covered in paint, she says. Yeah, you're not my... I shut myself up. Jessie sees my change in mood and catches my eye. You sure you're ready? She asks. My psychiatrist says I'm ready. She says I'm dealing amazingly with the fact that I lost my parents in a robbery. It's still my last year of high school, and if my psychiatrist says I'm ready for the first semester, who am I to oppose? I'm ready, I announce. Then let's go, Jessie says and grabs my hand. We leave the kitchen with a goodbye, and just when Uncle Anton manages to make himself toast, I grab it, and Uncle Anton cries of protest follow us all the way to the driveway. Jessie and I climb into her silver Ford and make our way to school. So first day of Tigerwell High, you nervous? Not really, I answer. My previous school wasn't something memorable. It was pretty average, and I was pretty average, and my friends were pretty average, and well, boring, I guess. I wasn't one to inform the school my parents were rich. I wish you'd let us drive your BMW. Everyone would be so jealous of us. I don't answer that. The BMW is the last thing my parents bought for me. The car, along with the millions my parents left me, will most likely not be used soon. I only made sure to pay some money into my aunt and uncle's bank account. I don't want to be a burden to people I love. Dude, her uncle's probably gonna need that cash with the lawsuit that's coming over her. He doesn't fucking know how to use a toaster. Who doesn't know how to use a toaster? It's like... Also, they spelled Jessie with a Y, not an I-E. That's fucking, like, manslaughter. We all know from Debbie Ryan herself. My parents were rich. I'm not even going to try to deny it, but to me, they were average, and average isn't always bad. Sure, we lived in a mansion and had plenty of sports cars, but those things never mattered to me. Sure they didn't, sweetie. Sure they didn't. What mattered was that they always made it a smiley on my eggs and toast. On my... like with a shot or whatever. And they were always there when I needed someone to talk to, and they just knew when I had a bad day or when... Amber, you're doing it again, Jessie interrupts. I look back at her. Doing what? You went blank. I was telling you about the cliques of Tigerwell High. Oh. And as quickly as the dark thoughts came, I banished them.
Expecto Patronum!
I put on my brightest smile and will my eyes to sparkle. Okay, Jessie says when we finally roll through the school gates. Jessie parks the Ford in the parking lot that's away from from the more flashy cars. She whips out her phone and we pose together. New beginning, we both chime with her phone, snaps a photo. Jessie picks a warm filter before we observe where Jessie has dark brown hair, like most of the family. I have blonde hair, something I got from my mom, and where Jessie likes wearing Converse and crop tops, I prefer oversized sweaters and vintage skirts. I know, flattering for the body. That is going on my Instagram, Jessie beams. We finally get out of the Ford and I make our way to school, my new kind of prison for the next few months. The kind where I'll have to smile until my face hurts and hide the paint spots on my clothes. We enter the hallway and it's just as I remember high school to be. Kids are laughing and catching up all around. A few couples are making out against lockers. I mean, girls are gossiping, jocks are flexing, nerds are reading, pervs at a perving end. And what the hell are they? What do you mean pervs are perving? Can you like point them out? Like, are you just like, oh yeah, those look like kids who sneak into the girls' locker room. Yep. I spot a couple of guys at the end of the hallway walking like they're Greek gods, not towards Jessie and me, but if we don't move within the next minute, we'll probably become roadkill.
God, I wish I was roadkill.
Kids are practically diving to get out of the way. Hold on, let me reenact this for you guys. Here's me and my squad. Oh no, Debbie Ryan, we must jump. Whoosh! Get out of the way of the five guys. Some going as far as to bow their heads or straight up run for their lives. The guys all seem to be mainly dressed in black and they are all hot. Of course they are. They're all dressed in all black. But it's the guy in the middle that catches my eye with his raven black hair and eyes that I know all the way from here are silver gray. Oh, he walks with a bit more confidence. There's a permanent sneer carved into his stone-cold face. Jessie grabs my arm. We got to move, she says, and turns me. When she has me turned around, we're facing guys from the other side of the hallway. They walk with the exact same level of authority and superiority. But where the other guys have people running away, these guys have people melting. The girls are all basically drooling and the guys are getting envious. Where the first group of guys are modeling ripped jeans and leathers, these ones are tailored in coats and expensive pants. Leather boys and coats boys, I'll call them. And just like leather boys, coat boys also have someone that stands out. The guy in the middle has copper hair and dangerously dark eyes, as if every sin is trapped in his gaze. Shit. Jessie breathes and pulls me to the side. We stand glued to the lockers like we're hoping to blend in. What's going on? I protest. Just keep quiet. Leather boys and coat boys meet at the exactly where Jessie and I were standing. What if they're wearing like leather pants from like, remember the one episode of Friends? Okay. Rhodes, the leader from Leather Boys Snarls. Bowman, the leader from Coat Boys Snarls. Back, this sounds like a bad band. Coat Boys and Leather Boy. The tension can be cut with a knife, a butter knife to be honest. Hell, even a spoon. I never got that saying. It means like the tension is thick, okay? And the thicker it is, the harder it is to cut. Some of you guys were seen on my territory, Leather Leader says. Well, technically the whole town is my territory. Honestly, good comeback. A coat leader shoots right back. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at her. This is a battle of egos. I have to refrain from asking Jessie to pass me the popcorn. This town belongs to us, Leather Leader says. And oh, there they go again, measuring levels of testosterone or something. The bell rings and everyone scurries to class except for the bunch of guys blocking our way. I can feel Jessie tense up, not wanting to miss class, but also not wanting to interrupt these guys. So we're going to be late, I say to Jessie, but she shushes me before I can get the entire sentence out. What the hell? It's my first day. I can't be late. I try again, when Jessie only responds by shushing me again, pressing me harder into the locker. I just about have enough. Excuse me, Mr. Leather Jacket and Mr. Fancy Coat. Can you guys go have an ego brawl another time? We have to get to class. I interrupt. I hear Jessie sucking a breath and all the eyes turn to me. Hold on. This is Jessie. Both silver and dark gazes send death glares. Well, shit. Halfway through reading this, I realized that this wasn't the one I was thinking of. and I have to find that one. So if you guys want another one, just leave a comment down below. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and I would actually kind of like really appreciate it if someone hit me with a car, so if you could get that to happen, that would be great. Thanks for watching.